Hello, my name is Neave of Neave Engineering, and this is my entry for Pi Wars 2022 NE5. NE5 is the evolution of the McFeagle Prime robot I entered last year, and basically, apart from, I think, part of the head and the little box section behind here, it's all redesigned and reprinted, just very similar to the last one because iteration. It's a lot easier than full redesign. So, as you saw in the challenges, I have also got mechanism wheels for this one, so I moved away from the tracks because they were incredibly difficult to use, well, to print if nothing else. The mechanism wheels gave me the ability to slew sideways as well as kind of rotate in all directions. It became holonomic. So thanks to Tom Owen for teaching me that phrase back in 2016. For the obstacle course, I also printed these really chunky but flexible tyres. So we've got the option for skid steer for going outside. We'll see the blooper for that at the end, or mechanism for inside when we need as much control as possible. As well as the base robot itself, I built this tray extension. As we saw with Nature's Bounty, it could just drop the apple straight into here. We could use this as a basket. It was also going to hold the feed for feed the cattle, but I didn't quite get that one done. As well as the extension on the front, I've also got a rear mount I did. Here it's got a camera mount, tripod mount at the bottom. That was how I captured the video for the, well, attempted obstacle course. Hopefully 2023 I'll be able to mount the Nerf gun turret to it as well, which will be quite nice. Right. Other improvements. So you saw my old controller last year. This is the rebuilt unit. So Raspberry Pi 4 inside, 3-axis joysticks so you can control both of the arms independently. Lots of nice chunky switches for various functions. We also have on the back some shameless branding, because why not? Unlike the previous one, which was, to put it charitably, somewhat janky, this one actually has all the ports broken out on the back. So you can see there's an Ethernet port there and the HDMI adapter on that side. We also have a pair of USB ports there, and which goes through to the USB 3 ports on this one, and a USB-C charging point there as well. This has a Pi-Juice hat inside with a 12 amp hour battery, because why not? So it's fully independent, which is quite nice. The way that I was controlling the robot in the, well, both of the challenges I did the video for, was a combination of, annoyingly, because there's a bug with my joystick I can't quite figure out, an Xbox controller. So you can plug that into the back, and it allows you to have another option for controlling the robot. Also means if I wanted to, I could control the arms with this, and someone else could drive with the other one, and it works a treat. Most of the movements in the challenges were actually pre-programmed, so it wasn't autonomous, it was fully remote controlled, but I did record them in advance, and they were mapped to a keyboard. So it's basically just pressing the keyboard, it had moved to the default positions, and as you may have noticed in Nature's Bounty, there were some times where I didn't quite get in the right location, then I manually control it. It's just a great way of getting close enough for most of the apples, and then I could just tweak it, manually close them and move it out. So it's a nice little combo of options there. So things I'd improve, and lessons learned for anyone else watching this. When you're 3D printing components, don't 3D print servo horns. It's a terrible idea, and I learned that last time and I forgot and did it again. So basically these pulleys here, for example, are 3D printed. They go straight onto the horn of the servo. With as much stress as they have on here, they just grind out in no time. So design parts to include the original servo horns and then bolt into them. I actually did that for one of the components, I think it's here, and it worked a treat. It was grinding out constantly. Unfortunately, I did that a couple of days before the deadline, so I didn't have time to go through and do the rest of them. Another thing you can see, the robot blinks. Quite a nice little touch. It's also needlessly complicated. Lieutenant Commander Data, sorry, in Star Trek Next Generation once talked about how he's got organic, slightly random blinking intervals. So that is actually inspired by Lieutenant Commander Data, because it does blink at random intervals, so it's not robotic, for lack of a better phrase. I also added the ability for him to tilt his head. It's not enabled at the minute. It's just a script I need to run, but I need to record this quickly. So yeah, he can actually cock his head from side to side, so he's got a bit more movement there. So this is my robot NE5, and thank you for watching.